Hey guys, this is Jordan Bellinger. We're going to go over the top 11 mistakes that first-time home buyers make when they go out to purchase a house for the very first time, because I don't want you to make the same mistakes. My clients obviously don't make these mistakes, but I don't want you to make these mistakes. Mistake number one is watching too much TV, specifically with fix and flip type stuff or sell like $1 million listing and things like that, because most of those aren't real life. They're not. Some of those are modified for good TV, and some of them are entirely fiction. They're not reality. It's not what really happens in the real world. So watch those TV shows if you like them. My wife loves them. She watches them, but also take it with a grain of salt, because your purchase process will be very, very different. Mistake number two is looking for the perfect house. The perfect house doesn't exist. We can find you a home that meets 9 out of 10 of your wants and needs, but there is no perfect home. Clients that even sit down with an architect with a blank check and design a house from scratch do not ever build their perfect house, and especially they don't do it on the first time. The third most common mistake is not calculating all the expenses. A mortgage payment is a big expense. A mortgage payment includes your principal and interest, which is the loan part, and also includes, at least in North Texas, your property taxes and your property insurance. You also have things like utilities, water, sewer, electricity, gas, mowing your yard, watering your yard. If you're in a rental right now and you're renting an apartment, you don't water the yard. That's not an expense that you have to bear. Watering the yard, maintenance. If your AC goes out in your rental, you call the landlord fixes it. If you are living in a house and you own it and your AC goes out, that's your problem. Other expenses are HOA fees, which is a homeowners association. If you are in a community that has a homeowners association, you have additional fees for that. And on top of that, there are things called PIDs and MUDs. Those are fees and taxes on top of your mortgage payment. And lastly is moving. Moving is not cheap. Moving is expensive. If you're renting a truck and borrowing all your friends to help you move, it's a little bit less expensive. But if you're paying for movers, it's expensive. Number four, not smashing that like button. Click the like button below. It helps the algorithm. Comment below, subscribe, hit the bell notification. That's four biggest mistake. It actually has nothing to do with buying a house. Number five, not getting pre-qualified. Being pre-qualified is one of the most important things you need to do when you buy a house, because it helps you understand what you can afford and what you want to afford. You might be overqualified for what you want, but you need to know that up front. And when we put in an offer, we absolutely have to have that pre-approval or pre-qualification letter to go with our offer. Sixth most common mistake is using those online evaluation tools like Zestimate and Realtor.com and all of those. Those aren't accurate. Sometimes they're close, most of the time they're not. And the two biggest reasons why they are not accurate is, number one, Texas is a non-disclosure state when it comes to sales price. That means it is not public information how much your house or how much that house that you're looking at sold for. So these online companies have no way of knowing what other houses have sold for. They have some of them, but they don't have all of them. Second one is they have no idea what that house looks like. Has the flooring been upgraded? Is it nailed down hardwood floored, or is it going to be regular builder grade carpet? Have they upgraded the HVAC? Do they have a new roof? Did they put in a pool? The pool's probably on the estimates on the online valuation tools, but most of that stuff's not. So what's the difference between a house in original condition and a completely updated home? These companies don't know that. So two reasons why those evaluation tools don't work. And that gets us into the next step. Number 7 is going in it alone. Biggest mistake you can make when you go buy a home, because you don't know what you don't know. Hire a professional to be in your side and be your fiduciary and work for you to find the best home and educate you during the whole process. They can get you the valuation. They can pull up the recent sales in the area and show you, hey, this, and this house is similar to the house you're looking at, and this is what it sold for. That is why one of the reasons why you need a real estate agent. 8 most common mistake is not knowing what the process looks like and not knowing how long it takes. It's not like buying a car. You can go buy a car in a day, but a house is not like that. There are tons of steps to the process. You need to know what it takes to get from very beginning of going, I want to buy a house, all the way to getting keys and moving in. Your real estate agent that we talked about in the last mistake, obviously not a mistake if you hire one, They can walk you through what that process looks like so that you're educated and you understand what it takes to buy a house every step, from looking at houses to inspections to title commitments, all of that. Number 9 is being in a rush. You don't want to be in a rush. You're going to be between a rock and a hard place, and you're going to have to pick a house in between that rock and a hard place. You don't want to do that. You want to give yourself some flexibility, so don't be in a rush. If you're buying a house next year, if you're buying the house year after that, call me now. Call your real estate agent now so you can start having a conversation on what needs to get done so you're not in a rush. Number 10 most common mistake is the opposite of what was in number 9. It's dragging your feet. When you find the house you want, don't drag your feet. Pull the trigger, put in an offer. Put in an offer. And the reason I say dragging your feet is one of the most common mistakes is I see it all the time. I see clients, they go in, they fall in love with the house, and they're like, oh my gosh, I love this house. But it's the first day we're looking. It's the first house I've seen. I want to look at more. I want to keep looking. I want to look next week. The problem is that house that you fell in love with probably won't be available for sale when you decide that that was the one. So don't drag your feet. Number 11, most common mistake pertains specifically to North Texas. Number 11 is not hiring me to be your real estate agent and representing you in your purchase. That is the biggest mistake you can make because I teach people all the time about all this stuff. So if you're in North Texas, give me a call, shoot me an email, or comment on here, and we'll find a way to touch base, and we'll put together a plan to get you in a house that fits everything you need in a time frame you need. And to be honest, if you're looking outside of the area, I have a network of agents all over the world that would love to help you. Let us know. We'd be happy to help. So again, my name is Jordan Bellinger. Those are our top 11 items of the biggest mistakes that new home buyers make when they go into buying a home. There's a ton of other mistakes out there. Now, my clients don't make these mistakes, but a lot of buyers do, and I want to make sure that you don't make these mistakes as well. Whether you're in North Texas or you're somewhere across the world, don't make these mistakes. Learn from what I'm teaching and use it and bring this to your real estate and say, hey, I need to make sure I'm protected here. What do we need to do? Also, what I want you to do is subscribe to this page, click the notification bell, like this video, comment below. I will comment back, and that helps the YouTube algorithm to get this video up and get more people to see it. So like it, subscribe, bell notification, comment below, share the video. Thank you so much. I'm Jordan Bellinger, and I will see you on the next video.